Hello, and welcome to the EduTalk series hosted by Biotone, Biotone EduPartner programs, and massage industry experts. With the challenges continuing to face massage schools, students, and practicing therapists during COVID-19, the EduTalk series supports virtual learning by connecting you with industry experts who will share their knowledge and expertise on topics not only for class discussion, but for career success. Tonight's expert is Jessica Wadley, Vice President of Integrated Health and Wellness at Oakworks. Her responsibilities range from working with massage schools to high-end luxury spas, working side by side, shoulder to shoulder, collaborating on table design, function, financial planning, and overall satisfaction. The collaborative feedback is brought back to the innovation team at Oakworks, who for over 40 years have been committed to provide high quality equipment to the massage, health, and wellness industries. Let's listen and learn as Jessica reminds us how important professional safety is during the COVID era by sharing inexpensive tips and tricks from the healthcare industry to assist you in protecting yourself, your clients, your equipment, and your practice. Please feel free to chat Jessica during the talk. Questions will be answered at the end of the evening. The chat box is in the navigation bar at the bottom. And with that, Jessica, I turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Donnell. Thank you, Biotone. We've been great friends and partners for many years, supporting one another, so I thank you very much. I'm going to take this time to share my screen. And does that look good, Donnell?
It looks great.
Okay, good, good. So yes, I am Jessica Wadley. I am the Vice President of Business Development for Oakworks, both in the integrative health and wellness sector of our business. We are a medical company as well. About 50% of our business is medical. I do oversee all of the health and wellness function for our business, as Donnell mentioned earlier. Really proud. We continue to be a privately owned, family-owned business today. We've been in business for over 40 years. I'm going to share with you, of course, as we have lined up today, there's going to be a lot of new. There's so much new to share, so many rapid developments that have been really implemented over the past few months since we've all experienced lockdown. So I'm really excited to share that with you today. Really focusing on massage therapist safety and best practices. So just some fun little images for you to see. I know that on the call today, we have a wide range of attendees, everything from students to educators to various luxury facilities or destination facilities. But I always just like to, for fun, it's not normal that we see this in every day, show some images of some of our medical tables and medical equipment that we do have worldwide in top hospitals, FDA listed equipment, so on and so forth. So just a housekeeping note, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, that would be fantastic. And then as we move along, we can unmute you for later on in the Q&A. But again, really fun to just to see some medical equipment that we do develop. We have all FDA listed equipment. We're going to talk at a very high level today about equipment and what does that mean for massage therapists. It's not an Oakworks commercial, I promise you. But I think you'll really learn a lot about what goes on into manufacturing and the engineering, and then how that relates to you on a daily basis, whether it be in your treatment room or in your practice. So at the end, I have a nice little summary of tips for all of us that we will distribute. But I have to kick it off being responsible. I know that you all know this. I know that you're all turned into the news every single day, but we really, therapists for safety must and should, for yourself and for the health of your guests or your clients, follow all the CDC guidelines first and foremost. And I know you didn't tune in to hear that, but again, I have a responsibility to share it first and foremost. These are some really compelling pictures that we work with, showing therapists masked, some top therapists worldwide masked. So getting your hands on the best mask that you possibly can, using it yourself, and then of course, using it for your guest and or client if at all possible as well. Number one most important thing. The other thing is treatments outside, performing as much massage, therapeutic work, clinical work as you can outside. These are some really great images and some scenes that we've helped create outside for some of our clients during COVID so they could continue to practice. But there's so many different ways that we can do that. So airflow is essential if at all possible, taking it outside if at all possible. We have portable equipment for that. We have equipment that's meant to withstand the great outdoors, whether it be salty air and so on and so forth. These images on the bottom are actually images from a property in Mexico that was just on a Netflix special, and we equipped their whole outdoor space so that they could still attract and service all of their tourist destinations. So back to tip number one, masks. Tip number two, if you can ensure that you've got great airflow as much as possible, taking some treatments outdoors. There's some really special and creative things we can do to help you with that also. Having said that, you know, we can't always be outdoors, and a lot of spas, a lot of PT clinics, a lot of our franchises are indoors at the moment. And so we were really first to market with creating a shield that helps meet CDC guidelines for creating 6 feet of distance. You've seen a lot of other shields on the market, whether you choose to wear your face shield or your mask and then a shield over your face. Of course, that's your prerogative, and that is a great safety mechanism. The real point of key difference here is that it's the dimensions. It's the fact that it's 48 inches long and 36 inches high. And what that does is it helps meet those CDC guidelines for creating a social distance within the inside treatment room. I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing. So this is adapted from the healthcare space as well. So it forces those aerosols to travel either up and over or around so that you have that distance. It has you can see here down on the left-hand side, it's really optically clear. But this one for us has been an absolute tremendous innovation. We wanted to keep it really inexpensive. You can get lots and lots of uses out of it. And it's earth friendly as well. So I think that we're really excited about this. And this is also enabled for those of you who are dual licensed out there, for you to be able to perform facials, lashes, massage techniques, nails, so on and so forth. So the OakWorks Shield has been critical. And again, not to harp on it, but the real point of difference here is there's other shields that are on the market that are attaching to tables. They have too many gaps. And so those gaps really don't provide that full 6 feet of distance of coverage between you and your guest. So I would say that's the main thing. You can roll it away if it's not in use. It's easy to store. That's a carbon fiber arm. It's a carbon fiber arm, so it is extremely durable. And then you have that optically clear as well. So I really wanted to go into some of our patented features. This is really exciting, actually. You know, sometimes you're just starting out, or your budget is lean, or you're not sure what to purchase. But we really created medical grade table covers that fit, you can see it over here, that fit like a fitted sheet. I actually have one here next to me that fit like a fitted sheet, and they go right over your table. This is the same medical grade fabric that's on all of our FDA listed tables. You can wipe it down. It creates a hygienic barrier. If you have any cracked surfaces, If you want to be able to cover your table warmers and your fleece, again, the real difference between these is they're long lasting and they have been tested to make sure that it passes for any cytotoxicity or skin irritation or sensitization. So really powerful for us. We did a couple of education moments for this right at the beginning of lockdown, and it's now in many locations. We sold about 6,000 out of the gate. So really great accessory for you. And you know, it means that if your stools are damaged, you don't have to invest in a whole new stool. You can just buy the TerraTouch grade cover. If you thought that you had to ditch your pillows, you can actually have an Oakworks TerraTouch medical grade fabric cover to go over your pillows. These are waterproof. You can machine wash them, so on and so forth. And the key is you're going to see a lot out there, but not all of them are this ISO certification that you see on the screen, and not all of them are meant to withstand against different chemicals. The other safety thing that you want to do is you want to check your disinfectants that you're using, like this gentleman down on the bottom of the screen, and you want to make sure that those disinfectants have been tested to, or have been certified to make sure that they are fighting COVID and SARS, and we have a link for you with that as well. So they need to have been passed by the CDC for fighting COVID and SARS. Okay. Really exciting, easy things to do. Sometimes you don't need a new table. You can just doctor it up with you will with different accessories, transforming your table into a medical grade table. It doesn't matter what brand you have, you can add these things. And everything from face rests to pillow covers to stool tables, etc. So that was really exciting for us. You can also use these accessories to, if you do have an electric lift table and you want to preserve that electric lift table because you're sanitizing it in between every single client. I know you always were, but you know, we're actually extra sanitizing today. You can use all these things to even preserve your tables from a long time. Really exciting developments, and this is again about your safety, about preserving your health. We're going to talk about electric lift tables and the importance of that. But there's also new accessories that we've launched. You want to make sure that your knees are fitting right underneath that table. So this is the new Buoyance shelf that we've created. Again, another inexpensive accessory. You can add it to almost any electric lift table, but it allows your knees to slide right up underneath that table, and it allows you to have proper posture, and it allows to have your arms at a perfect perpendicular level for proper ergonomics. So really important things for you to look at. So many times I'm walking on trade show floors, or I'm doing different audits in different locations, and I see a lot of the therapist knees to the right or to the left. So just do a body check. Make sure that your equipment is allowing you to slide properly right underneath that shelf as well. Okay. So here's another side shot of what that looks like. This really inexpensive accessory that you can add. It's really exciting. And it's multi-treatment. It actually acts as a table extender as well. So if you're performing a lot of athletes, or if you have really tall guests, 6'5", 6'7", we see this a lot in the professional sports space. You can use that as a table extender too. So you get dual value out of it. This, I think, is a really important chart. So, you know, you may have a portable table, you may have an electric lift table. This is an important chart, and we actually charted it by modality: deep tissue, Swedish, standing trigger work, clinical sports work. And then we charted it by therapist height and where your table should be properly positioned for your body mechanics and your health, to make sure that you're preserving yourself for a long time as well. So I know that a lot of you know the importance of an electric lift table, but I think that this is a great chart for you to be able to reference should you need it. And we will send this out to you afterwards as well. This has been extremely life-changing. It's called our patented ABC system. So it's an electronic breast comfort. It's an electric lift plate that is into the table. I will tell you, for women with large breasts or augmented breasts or breast cancer patients, It is life-changing for them. Men love it too. Your golfers, your athletes, you can raise it high and perform a pectoral stretch. But for therapists, what this does is it helps actually minimize your workload because of the pressure that you're inducing and having to relieve some of that for you. So that's been the greatest raving feedback for us, is that therapists love it because it helps reduce your workload too. This is available across all of our tables. It was invented by a woman, and it's relatively inexpensive to add to all of our tables today. Really important also when you're sourcing and looking at different features on your table, you want to make sure that there's many different kinds out there. A lot of people gravitate towards memory foam. We use a proprietary aerosol foam, and what that does is it floats the client and it allows you, the therapist, to perform those manipulations, to perform those sliding hand gliding movements and not be able to get stuck. So important as well as we look at your health. This is super exciting. I think especially in a COVID era, a lot of you have table warmers that you've added to your tables. We now can add hospital grade integrated heat into the table, and it is safety certified as well. And so this also helps minimize cellular damage because we have kept that Fahrenheit from 104 to 175. So many important safety things for us to think about. I want to talk a little bit about certifications. And this is something that you're not thinking about. Number one, we're made in the USA. Number two, we come from an ISO 13485 medical device quality management. And what does that mean? That means we're fully ETL listed, and we have tested the table in its entirety, and we're the only ones to do so in its entirety, not just parts, for electrical safety, electromagnetic radiation, weight capacity, and stability against tipping as well. So you would not believe it, but like I said, we're adding a lot of these features like heated warming drawers these days that minimizes your risk for burn, heat, electric lifts, etc. But those things actually omit electromagnetic radiation in the air. So we're the only company that tests it in its entirety to make sure that we are minimizing that electromagnetic radiation. So we have to think about you as the therapist. How do we minimize you from toxins? How do we minimize you from any electromagnetic radiation? How do we prevent stability tipping? And that is through quality safety certification. So these are those important logos and those labels to look at. You'll see them there. And I want to make sure that I'm leaving time for questions. So I thought, just for fun, this is some of our safety testing that we also do in our factory. A lot of you have been to our factory, have seen this dynamic load test along with this third-party ETL testing that we do. Here's a Performalift table. Some of you may be able to recognize this sports team that we're doing some professional work for. We've also created things like new removable tops. So when you're looking at planning and purchasing your equipment in the future, I told you there was a lot. But this is brand new. So when you go to purchase even some of our manual tables, they now are coming with replaceable tops. For those of you who've been in the industry for a long time, you know that the first thing that goes is your mattress or your removable top or your top, your mattress pad. So now you can actually just invest in replacing your top in the future. This is really life-changing, and I think that's important for your safety as well. This is just some fun pictures of some really special projects that we've done as well. Really beautiful designs, all electrical lift tables. This is the Boss table that you see on, if you'd watch any NFL football game, you'll always see the Oakworks Boss table on the sidelines. The reason being is it has a load weight of 600 bariatric weight capacity. Super important. I love this. For those of you who are not in a place where you want to invest in a full electric lift table, the Prolux convertible has been in the market for a number of years now. but you can take any portable table and turn it into an electric lift table at a very reasonable price. We're the only ones that have it on the market. So that's really exciting for your safety. And then I just thought I would share some of our projects just recently that we've done, again, keeping therapist safety in mind. We were just on the cover of American Spa Magazine in conjunction with Canyon Ranch. This is the table that we did for them. We did a very special touchless journey for them as well, where we incorporated sound healing into the table. We incorporated integrated heat, and then we did a specific indigenous journey for them that works with the therapist as well for that. So that's been really exciting. And here is some stretch tables that we've created, again, just for fitness level, various things, keeping safe with the masks and the safety shields as well. Just really showing you the outdoor now field. This is the Raiders with our boss table. This is the table we did for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the USC Division of Biokinesiology and Physical Therapy. This is their table we created for them. Again, they really think about all these safety certifications. At this professional level, they are not willing to really, minimize or cut corners on looking at any type or cut corners on not having safety certifications. This is a Wall Street Journal article we were just in with the Minnesota Twins trainer, again, on our boss table. So these things can all weather outside. They're just as comfortable as stationary tables as well, and they're meant to really take a beating. Here's an outdoor space for the Utah Jazz. Really cool. This is the custom icon table that we built for them. All of the players then put them in their homes after that. So again, safety, safety, safety. All of these certifications, all these features woven into the table for you. But you may step back out and look at this and say, well, I'm not at a place right now where I'm investing in an electric lift table of this magnitude. We can certainly piece it together for you and get you there with what you've got as well. So I think that's exciting. And just some of the companies that we work with.
Well, I'm back. I mean, time is flying.
That's good. That is good. Well, we have a little wrap up of really safety driven tips. And I know that Biotone is going to circulate this for you. Should I take some questions, or should I review our wrap up of our top 10 tips?
Well, why don't we do the questions? Okay. And then go into the wrap up.
Okay, good. So does anybody track figures of COVID being transmitted from massage offices or spas? If so, what are some of the safety protocols that might have prevented some of these transmissions? I do sit on some task force for International Spa Association and work closely with AMTA and ABMP. So far, there's no formal tracking. Again, safety protocols, and that's what we're about to review. Is it's the common knowledge that we're seeing today. But follow your CDC guidelines, use your PPE, practice outdoors as much as you can, sanitize in between clients, make sure that you're covering any damaged equipment that you have. And then, you want to maintain with the shield as much CDC distance as possible. In closing, I think I just did that for you, Donnell.
I'm just listening. I'm letting you go.
Yes. But yeah. I would say, one is that what we just reviewed. You really want to make sure you're minimizing you and your client's exposure to toxins. How do you do that? By buying domestic, using medically certified grade accessories and materials, checking valid certifications on equipment. We also want to protect the earth. Check valid sustainable manufacturing practices and consider the transit, the emissions, the impact on the globe when we're not purchasing domestic. Minimize your individual therapist and business liability. Those ETL and UL safety certifications are critical. Save money. Before you buy a new table, think about accessories. Can you doctor any of them up, if you will? We're willing to help you with that also. If you are in the market, there's so many new features that are affordable and at different price points. I remember back in the day, it seemed so far-fetched to add on some of these accessories and some of these features. We've really, really worked hard to value engineer a lot of these features, and we're here to help you with that. Preserve your body and keep it healthy. Make sure you're using the proper table height by modality. We have that chart. That's years of research that's collaborated with many of the top therapists. Invest in a lift or a less expensive convertible lift mechanism like I showed you, if you can. And then there's those easy add-on experiences as well, or excuse me, accessories. And then think future finances when you are. What, you know, can replaceable tops help me avoid purchasing a new table in the future? What medical grade covers to preserve longevity of the fabric? So those are our top 10. Of course, you know, speaking with your client, I know there's been a lot of things like temperature checks, so on and so forth, and lots of different protocols. There is a list of best practices that we can send to you that's also based off of the International Spa Association. I know AMTA and ABMP have theirs as well.
Well, thank you, Jessica. And
Yes.
I want to thank all of our attendees for joining us this evening. Please watch your inbox for follow-up from this evening's EduTalk. And attendees' names have been entered to win a $100 gift certificate from Biotone, and the winner will be announced at the end of the month. Keep an eye out for our upcoming EduTalks. October 27th, Cherie Sonin-Mo presents Consider Adding Retail to Your Practice, which is timely with the holidays coming up. That would be a good one to listen in on. Even if you're still in school, it's something to consider as an extra revenue stream. November 10th, Carrie D'Ambrosia will be doing a presentation on full body balancing. And Carrie, you can find his earlier talk from September on lymphatic balancing on the EduTalks archive, biotone.com/edu-talks. And all of our EduTalks are archived there. Additionally, November 24th is part 2 of our ethics series presented by Cherie Sonin-Mo and Laura Allen. And this will focus on ethical practice management. We thank you so much for attending tonight. Jessica, thank you. Thank Oakworks.
Thank you.
Everyone, please be safe out there. If you have additional questions, feel free to email me with them, and definitely join us again in the future. Thank you so much. And Jessica, any last parting words or?
No, just be safe, everyone, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.